Alright, hello pinballers. So today I'll put back the relay, game over relay there. I'm going to clean up the cab here because the flux there was splattering all over the place. So I'll give it another clean because I did clean it at one point, but I want to clean it again because the flux all over the place looks kind of gross. And of course here is the finished piece. These rubber grommets are, there we go, these rubber grommets are fresh and new. And I put the aluminum in the middle there just like it was before. And they go into these holes here. It's like a vibration kind of thing for this assembly. So yeah, I've only done 2 coats of clear. It does say to do 4 on the spray can, but I think 2 is just going to be fine because of course it has the satin finish on there. Before I did this because there was rust in the major rust on the corner here and on the back a little bit, so that's gone, and I've got this so that it looks nice now. A lot better than it did. Another thing you can do is if you want to keep the metal look, you can just do a clear over it because you want to put something on the rusty parts that you've taken the rust off, and then you can spray paint it. The thing with just you doing clear on it, it'll have the pitting look, but if you don't mind that, then you can just do a clear over, like a couple of coats of clear. But I like to cover up the pitting that the rust left when I went to sand this. I couldn't find any coarser stuff, so I used about 400 wet dry sandpaper, but you can probably get this, get rid of the rust faster with like 100 grit or something, but I couldn't find the the more grittier sandpaper. So I don't know how much I'm really going to show of putting everything together. I might put this on the selfie stick and do everything, or I might just skip around. So yeah. Alright, I'll do a little bit of assembly on here, mainly just putting on the spring and also crap, and of course I'm trying to lose it. This piece I didn't really do satin gray. It does look fairly okay. I mean, it's got the screw where the screw goes markings, but other than that, it's okay. It will look kind of off, but yeah, it doesn't. You don't really see it. So yeah, it goes on like this. But I need to put in the this divider first, so let me get the spring that I'm trying to lose. And you don't need the gloves, but with it being high gloss, clear coated, I just wanted to keep the fingerprints to a minimum. So yeah, that's the only reason I really have the gloves. I use them also when I'm spray painting, of course, or when I'm preparing a bracket. Clean it first and then I sand it, and then during that I'm using gloves because the oils on something like this, if you touch it with your hands without the gloves, then you'll have to wash it again because the oils will make it so that it's either a wave or a bubble in there. So you want to minimize that and wear some gloves if you have them. So there we go. That fits good still. And then that'll go over here and probably should. Well, I got this out with with this in, or took the coil out, I should say. Hopefully this will still fit, because of course doing the spray, I did 2 things of satin gray spraying, and then the 2 things of clear. So I may have to scrape off some of this because it may not fit now, but we'll see. There we go. And wiggle it around just to make sure it works good, because there's nothing like having a jammed up relay. So yeah, it seems to work very nice. So let me get the spring over to the other side now that I've already got it on there. Let's see here. Try and get it without bending the crap out of the crap, and I'm trying to lose it again. Anyways, alright, got it on the right way, and hopefully it'll go on okay. Yeah, it looks like it's going on okay on that part. Alright, seems to be doing okay with the spring on. That's good. Alright, now the rest of this I'll have to do in the cab, so I'll try and figure out some way of showing this easily. So, well, and I can put these grommets on too. Hopefully these come off easy like they did coming off. I may have to do this with the aluminum things out and then put them in. Yeah, these grommets are sometimes a pain in the butt to get in and out. Well, not so much out, because if you're taking out rubber grommets, they're usually rotted. The ones that were in there were they were still nice and rubbery, but they were yellowed and they're on the way out kind of thing. So let me show the originals here. Alright, here's the original. As you can see, it's orange, yellowish orange there. It does still have some squishiness to it. So I could have put these back in, but I don't like the way they look, and they look crusty, so I'm putting in these nice white ones here. And then of course put this aluminum piece in and see if I have some difficulty or not. It seems to be going in fine. So alright, so these should go through. Yeah, they do. That's cool. And one of these, I think it might be this one that had rust from this corner here. So what I did is I took some sandpaper, scraped out the rust, and then I used a steel brush to get the rust that was inside the crisscross there. So, and I spray painted them satin gray, but I didn't do any clear on these. So yeah, I just wanted them to match. I mean, granted, it's going to be blaringly blaring with the rubber, the white rubber here, but I just wanted as much of this as possible to match. I could have done these aluminum inserts as well, but I didn't want to risk things not fitting, so I didn't do those. Well, and they seem to be okay. I did sandpaper the bottom because there was one that was kind of rusty, but it should be fine because that stuff isn't going to be seen really. Alright, this one's going faster. But yeah, I think I'll skip putting this the rubber grommets in here, even though I've got this one, the second one in. But anyways, I'll skip to when I have this ready to put into the cab. So alright, so I've got the aluminum piece here in, and then I've got all three of the rubber grommets in with the center aluminum posts in. The reason you want the center posts is so that when you put the screws in, it doesn't chew up the rubber grommets, plus the vibration will chew up the grommets as well if you didn't have the center aluminum posts in there. So you want to make sure that those are in. And then what I'm going to do is situate all of these switches so that they're in first before I go to screw in the screws for this. And this one is a dual, it has a dual coil in it, so one is locks in this position, and then the other will trip it to go back into the rest position, or this position here. So let's get this, see if I can get this in. And to be honest, this is the first time I've actually taken fully apart one of these relays. I've usually just cleaned around the stuff, so
looks like I need to redo this wire here. I was going to probably start on this relay first anyways, checking the wiring. Alright, these are straight slots, which let's see here. Yep, that's it. These are fairly easy to get lined up. You just stick them through all those slots there. And then you just tighten down the 2 screws that are on these ends here. And what I didn't do with this is cover up the holes, which it doesn't seem to have affected the threads, but sometimes it can, so I just forgot to do that, but everything seems to be fine. Well, and keep in mind that you may have to readjust the switches when you go to tighten these down, because sometimes you need to, a lot of times actually, you need to tighten these down because the screws expands and contracts and stuff, and so even the manual says that you'll have to tighten these down over a period of time. So alright, I think that's cinched down. Everything seems to be happy, flowing good. So let's see, I'll put in this, let's see, end. Okay, so this one's for the right side. Alright, where are both of the coils? Is the neck? Oh, there it is, way over here. Okay, so this one go in here. It's a tight fit, but it's because this one is one of those weird screw-in types. If I can get it in, I'll show it. But yeah, it's got this nub on it that you screw in. You put in a brass washer, which let me get it better aligned here. Alright, so you have the brass washer that goes in first, and then you have a brass screw that you screw in. Alright, there we go. And there. Alright, so my camera seems to be having some problems. I may have to get the footage off because it might be getting full. Let's see if it'll last for a little bit longer. Alright, got that one in. And this one, let's see. I may have to refer to my photos on this one, see how it goes. I think it is like this, but just want to double check. Alright, so my battery's kind of low, so I may have to plug in my phone here soon. Hopefully I can get it done before the thing craps out, but we'll see. So the washer goes in first and then screws into the assembly here. And hopefully if I did this right, then it'll work right. Okay, so there's only screws on this part, and there's also screws here, but that's not gonna work. Yeah. Get both these screws in before I tighten them down real tight. It's adjustment stuff. Alright, almost done. Well, the only thing it didn't take off is this part here, so yeah, it is going to look a little off, but it'll be okay. I can live with that. And of course the screws will go in, and hopefully the battery will stay, but this is pretty much everything's done now, so just need to screw this into the relay board and we'll be set. And then I'll do some testing, which I do want to have some video of, so I'll get my charger and go from there after this is in. Alright, that's in. That's in, and then last one here, and then I'll this will be tricky because it will squish the grommets, so you want to tighten them down but not too tight. So I'll close this up and test her out. Alright, I'm going to do a quick testing here. I'll turn it on. Okay, it's not starting.